like to call to the order the Town and the County Liaison Community Meeting for Warren County at the Government Center here. Today is October 22nd, 2020, 6 p.m. And first thing on our agenda is the Joint Abuse Committee, or easily labeled the Drug Force Committee. And we've got Mr. Gillespie here, who is the vice chair on that. And the chair on that is Dolores Oates. And Dolores is not here tonight, but she did give me something to read, and I'll be happy to read that for you. Today she spoke with Beth Rivas, and she provided the following update on her investigation on how the Joint Drug Commission can contribute to the community. Considering that law enforcement has its own strategic plan on dealing with the drug issues, the Commission cannot contribute in a meaningful way. Beth met with Cy, which is with the state police, and both agreed that our best opportunity to start and effect change would be to be in prevention. Cy and Beth will present school curriculums to include the 360 program and the testing kits for parents. She suggested that we first educate ourselves and then work to educate our community. It was suggested that the Commission could sponsor community events, invite speakers including recovering drug users in our community, and provide resources for those seeking help. We also discussed an advocacy program for those released from jail on drug-related charges. This program could operate similarly to AA in a sponsor would be selected and provide mentorship and support to those attempting to recover and re-enter the workforce. Beth will research what programs have the greatest success, and perhaps Warren County can investigate creating one. We will discuss these topics and other topics next Thursday at our Joint Drug Commission meeting at the Town Hall. And that was her report. Are there any questions? Yes, sir.
I'm thinking that the committee said last time they were going to move over here because they wanted a larger room.
Yeah, that's my recollection.
So we were going to put it in the back here.
Were we? Okay. We'll make sure that everybody's aware and get the word out to everybody that wants to come.
And that's just 8:30 in the morning, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, question for you.
Yes, sir.
I know one thing that the committee discussed was the actual name. I think there's some, there could be some confusion if we use the terms Drug Task Force.
Correct.
So that's something that I think we could discuss next week as well, as far as exactly what the name of it's going to be.
Yeah, the thought was Joint Drug Commission.
Okay.
I mean, that kind of, it has a better ring, a better connotation, and we want to be able to present it to the community and have community support. So changing the name will be on the agenda next week.
Well, going back to the last meeting, are we going to have pretty much the same group of people at that meeting as we had last time? Or?
My understanding is yes, the same group of people will be there, and we'll be looking at, from that point, after we formalize the committee, we'll be looking to put some subcommittees together that are not at every single meeting. So we're keeping it as small as we can and allowing little groups around to help prevent.
Good idea.
Additional questions? Mr. Gillespie?
Just something to add. I think me and Dolores and Beth were supposed to meet, I think Monday or Tuesday, and we were going to go over items to bring up as far as the agenda
Yes.
for on the 29th. So
Yeah, we can add anything that we want to that agenda.
we were going to meet and have a discussion about that. All three of us.
Terrific. Thank you. Next item on our agenda is the solid waste fees for the county. Mr. Fox, I believe that you have something that you need to read.
Yeah, you want to read this? You want me to read it?
Either way, I'll be happy to read it for you if you'd like.
I'll take it. The current commercial tipping fee for solid waste is $69 per ton at the Warren County Transfer Station. Per agreement 2009, the town of Front Royal currently pays 73.5% of the commercial tipping fee for town of Front Royal commercial waste. This equates to $50.72 per ton. Warren County currently pays contractual fees of $37 per ton to Battle Creek landfill and currently pays an average of $18 per ton for hauling with fuel fees. $52 per ton is paid for hauling and landfilling town of Front Royal waste. Per Warren County agreement, the Battle Creek tipping fee increases 25 cents per ton per year. The Republic Service hauling contract can increase up to 5% annually based on the consumer price index, and the associated fuel fee is market driven. As stated, the current $50.72 per ton paid by the town of Front Royal will not cover the associated landfill tipping fees or hauling costs. In addition to the $52 per ton hauling tipping fees, we must consider associated Warren County variable costs, including administration, equipment operators, scales, scale house operations, equipment, maintenance, fuel, leachate, handling, and utility costs associated with refuse disposal at the Warren County Transfer Station. The Warren County variable costs mentioned are currently estimated at approximately $17 per ton. At the current approved 73.5% commercial solid waste agreement, Warren County is not able to fully cover the associated costs for disposal of town of Front Royal commercial waste. We feel the agreement should be revisited and recommend the town of Front Royal pay the commercial tipping fee, which is reviewed annually and currently at $69 per ton for commercial waste. The other concerns are the other overweight trucks, the damaged roads and create safety concerns, and also the leachate spills. The town trucks are leaking wastewater at the transfer station and on the roadway from the town of Front Royal. This concern has been sent to the town and need to clean the trucks and drain leachate. See photo. I don't have a photo. I think that pretty well covers it.
Yeah.
And
Discussion?
this is from Mike Berry, the landfill overseer.
Any additional discussion on this? Because it seems like to me that we'll need to take some sort of action at some point in time.
Well, perhaps we might entertain some discussion from the town and find out what their thoughts are, because
Yes,
I think
sir.
we've been overpaying for many years, and I think we need to make some adjustments to cover our costs, if you will.
Archie, let's go back to the cost. You say we're paying $50.72 a ton now?
That's what I understood. That's what Mike Berry is saying.
What did you say again, 52?
$50.72 per ton.
And that's for regular, and then we're paying 69 for commercial?
Now, that's
Or is
what
that
the
what you're
commercial
recommending?
haulers truck pay.
Pardon?
Excuse me, that's what the commercial haulers
All right,
pay.
that's what the commercial haulers, but we're dumping everything at the 50.72 rate. Is that right? Residential and
74%.
commercial?
Yes.
And it's costing you, so we're paying 50.72, and what's it costing the county to do that? I mean, can you estimate?
He's charging everybody else 69. And he's closing in on that number with what he's paying the haulers and what he's paying for the fees out there. It's just something we need to look at and to talk about.
69 a ton is what it costs the county.
So you're saying, Ed, it's costing the county $69 a ton? Same as the
69
commercial?
69 is what we charge the commercial haulers.
Yeah, but what about residential?
For commercial.
This is all, I think they're talking only commercial, right?
We're talking, we're
Only-
not talking
oh,
about
only
residential.
commercial?
Private haulers. When I say commercial, I mean the private haulers.
Okay, well, I understand that, but we're paying $50.72 for our actual residential hauling, correct?
Yes.
Okay, now, are we talking about that one, or are we talking about the commercial?
No, I'm sorry.
You're
both,
paying
Mr. Mayor, that's fine.
50.72 for
Yeah,
commercial.
we're paying 50.72 for commercial. We're not talking about residential at all.
Oh, okay, that's
Right.
where I'm getting
Yeah.
confused. Okay, we're paying 5072 and it's costing 69.
Yes.
That's what they're.
Well, that's what they're
That's what they're charging.
Yeah, but-
Haulers, yeah.
So is that what the cost is though? I mean, is 69 what it costs the county?
52 is what it's costing, what he says it costs us.
But
we're
we're
right at-
charging 69. Your county's charging 69,
To a private hauler,
okay?
yes. And what it is, what he's saying here is that the 50 is now just below what the 52 is that it costs us to operate.
Okay, so we're talking about $1.28 difference a ton,
Something in
is that what you're
that
saying?
terms.
Is what,
Something in that terms, yes.
something like that? I mean, that's,
So what you're all saying then, that since we're paying less than the 52, that someday you guys will make something and bring it up
Yes,
to
sir.
re-up our cost to town on commercial.
On commercial only.
Okay.
and I don't know if anybody knows this, so how many tons of commercial trash is happening in a year at $1.28 short? I'm just curious. Is it, if you know?
Approximately
It's on here.
518 tons.
518 tons times $1.28.
There was some additional information that Mr. Berry provided today, so here are a couple of spreadsheets.
Okay.
So this is fiscal year 1920, and then commercial waste tonnage as well, so.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
That's yours. Yeah.
Fox, is that letter you read, is that in this packet as well, Emily?
No, it is not.
Could you
but I
email
can-
that?
I can
No,
email
you
it to
keep
you.
it. You should keep it, I'll get an email,
I can
and I'll
email
send
it
it
to
out to
you.
everybody.
I'll take it.
I don't, that,
I'll let you have it.
You need it.
Or the-
Mr. Chairman, question for you. Do you know how the formula, I'm looking here, I'm trying to look back, how they came up with the formula. Do you have any information, more detailed information than this?
Eugene, I think you and I worked on this years
Right.
ago, didn't we, together, when we were getting it
Yeah, I
together.
see my name on some of the letters.
But I can't remember the formula.
Yeah, I don't think that that's spelled out.
Yeah, I think where the error might be in the formula is it looks as if they had a price then per ton. And BJ, we're trying to get out of commercial.
Yeah,
I mean,
we're
that's-
getting less and less commercial customers, we're not taking on any more new
Yeah.
commercial customers, so the tonnage should be going down.
Yeah,
And it looks, according to those numbers, it looks like it has come down. It's shown to come
Yeah.
down.
So the percentages may need to be reevaluated as well.
Are the private haulers hauling more in the commercial, for the commercial parts of town? Is that what's gonna happen?
Yes, correct, the private haulers are
So
taking
you
over.
guys could get out of it completely and just let the commercial?
That's the goal eventually,
Yeah.
is to take place.
Okay.
And I think the bigger issue is the overweight trucks on the roads out there.
yeah, that's
We could-
something we
That's the
we
concern.
just, did we order the scales already? Or,
They are, I don't know if they're ordered, but I know that it was something that Don was working on this week, if
Yeah.
nothing else.
yeah, so I just got an update Monday, that we recognize that and we're ordering scales. And that's something, and as it relates to the leaching of the trucks and, if you don't mind, Ed, if you could have Mr. Berry contact me and we can schedule a meeting with our Public Works Director and our Refuse Director, if you don't mind. I'd like to get a better understanding of the problem and I'd like to get a better understanding of his communications with Public Works. And if there's been a breakdown in communication, I'll fix that.
So we'll do that.
Thank you.
Well, you know, by looking at the cost here for just, if we only send in 518 ton, $1.28 difference, that's not a whole lot of money.
No.
And as I said, the big issue is the overweight trucks.
Yeah, I
That's the
understand
big
that,
issue.
yeah.
Are we through discussing this particular one or are we ready to go on to the next? Any other questions or concerns?
Does what we just said address the concerns, or at least a starting point to address the
Yeah, I think
concerns?
we're gonna have him get Mike over there to talk with the town about his trucks and the
Right.
leachate. And those are the bigger issues.
And I guess we can kind of look to see if the tonnage goes down any, but I'm like Mr. Duval, at $1.28 times 718, that's not a ton of money.
That's.
But it's still,
Wait,
what did you say?
I said, no pun intended.
Yeah.
Not a ton of money.
Yeah. Good one.
Okay, now, our item number 3 is the Development Review Committee. That's with the county here. Be happy to read the report. The Development Review Committee met on September 23rd, 2020. The committee discussed projects in the county, including a proposed rural events facility on Lee Burke Road. A public hearing will be held by the Planning Commission in October. Several pending short-term rental conditional use permits. A proposed chapel on Strasburg Road. This will go into the Planning Commission at the October meeting. The Equitas Warehouse Facility site plan is still under review with DEQ. The committee also discussed town projects, including the thermal shelter at the Health and Human Resources Building, scheduled to open on November 1st. A request for 60 apartments on East Main Street. A proposed gas station convenience store at the former site of Joe's Steakhouse. A proposed comprehensive plan amendment on the Happy Creek area property that was annexed to the town from the county. The committee will meet again on October 28th, 2020. Questions, comments, concerns?
just a quick question on the Happy Creek property. That was put back on table for a while, wasn't it?
Yes, they had a meeting last night. They're going to have a work session.
Okay.
And try to work out the process a little bit more thoroughly. I just got a briefing about an hour ago on that.
Thank you.
Was there a time frame stated or anything like that?
November 4th is the work session.
Okay.
Mr. Mr. Bailey, the mention about the thermal shelter
Yes.
at the Health and Human Services Building, I realize that's in town, but that's a county building, right?
Yes, it is.
I just wanted to mention, some of the organizers of the thermal shelter had mentioned to me that they, I know they're very grateful that they're gonna be able to use that facility. I know they talked about, they mentioned if there was, that they were looking for a way to have lockers of some kind where people could store some of their belongings because they don't want to have to carry it with them all day long.
Right.
And I just wanted, I don't know that this is the place for it, but I wanted to put that thought out there because I promised that I would share that information. I don't know where, I don't know that there's any room in that building, but I do know that that seemed like a valid concern for those who don't have a home and are carrying things with them. If they could store something somewhere so they could come back and get to it when they need it, but not have to carry everything with them. So I'm just mentioning that maybe there's.
There's already been some questions that's come up about that.
Okay, good.
I don't know, and I haven't been able to find lockers. I mean, if we had them laying around or stored someplace else, I think we could work something out. But as of yet, we haven't found them. Mr. Daly, are you aware of anything else?
Not where we haven't actually found the lockers yet,
Right.
as you say, but we're aware of it, and we have encouraged them to go out and find these things that they need that will facilitate what they're doing, but they're leading the hunt for these, and anything we
Okay.
can do to help them, we will. We haven't found any yet.
Okay, good. Thank you. I just wanted to share that. I thought that was.
Yeah, one of the other concerns that they've shared with me was they can handle between 18 and 24 max at that facility. There's potential to be more. So they're already looking for additional space.
Right.
And as of yet, we haven't found it, but they're looking for additional space because they believe the need will be greater than what we have.
Right. Because a lot of the churches were providing that, but
And they're not doing that now.
no, not with the pandemic. So.
And it's a bit of a conundrum because there are things we want to add out there, such as the lockers. But they're also talking, on the other hand, that this is going to grow and they want a larger space. And we have to look at how much investment we're going to put in here if they're immediately going to be moving.
Correct.
And so we got a bit of an issue there that they need to help work out. If we put some money into this to make it work, it needs to work for a while. We're not moving and leaving it next year.
Right.
Any other issues or concerns on the Development Review Committee? Okay. Item number 4, Building Inspection Survey, the county. Be happy to read the report that the InterGov software system went live November 14th, 2017. While working through the challenges of the current circumstances and the configuration of the updated software, we found that the fees have caused challenges over what was originally thought. With these new adjustments, we anticipate the online presences to be completed within several weeks, and this will allow the public to apply and pay for permits online. Do you have anything else, Mr. Fox or Mr. Daly?
All right, that's it. We're just letting you know that we're working to put them online then.
Any other discussion or questions on that? If not, we'll go on to item number 5, Warren County's in-town properties, the county. Mr. Daly, if you want to read that for us, that'd be great.
We have the Russie Jeffries Elementary School, the roof addition, parking lot project, playground project. County hopes to resurface the basketball court and install the remaining pieces of equipment in this next year, 2021. The Health and Human Services Complex, there's no active construction being done at this time. There are 2 remaining portions to be renovated. The school maintenance section and the senior center cafeteria area, and work in those areas will be done as funding permits. And the senior center there again comes into conflict with what we're doing out there at the thermal shelter. So we can do things, we just need to decide out there what it is we're going to do, and then we stay there. We can't jump around all the time. But those are what's going on out there at the building. The school maintenance project, maintenance facility project there, that's probably a minimum of 18 to 24 months away. They're looking for new funding for that, and with COVID, they've got other priorities in the school system right now. So they will probably stay over here for at least a couple more years.
And I think the plan is, when the maintenance does move out there, then they will remove the one that placed down on Commerce Avenue and put that up as an option to sell it, to let it go.
Yes, they will, but that's a couple years away.
Yeah.
And there's already been some limited interest on that
That's what
happening now, yeah. But it's a long way off.
Right.
Any other comments on the in-town projects? Okay. We need, we need a motion to be made to go into closed session.
I move that the Front Royal Warren County Liaison Committee enter into a closed meeting under the provisions of sections 2.2-3711A7 and A8 of the Virginia Freedom of Information Act for consultation with legal counsel pertaining to actual or probable litigation and the provision of legal advice regarding a pump and haul contract and contractor.
Do we have a second? Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We are in closed session.